Good evening. This meeting will come to order. This is the Zoning Board of Appeals, September 2019 meeting. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call.
Mr. Casey cannot attend tonight. Mr. Hirsch,
Present.
Mr. Soda,
Here.
Mr. Wolf,
Here.
Ms. Valakut,
Here.
Ms. Ferrante,
Here.
Mr. Dubois,
Here.
and Mr. Tizzolo.
Here. Also present this evening, Meg Green, our secretary, Stephen Harris, our zoning officer. If you feel there's someone on this board that might be a conflict of interest to your application, please let us know. Let's see here. Item number 1, 31 Wood Avenue, is a continuance from August 13th. So board members that were here that evening that were assigned to vote on that will vote on this one. So with that, we can start. Do you want to read that in, please? Thank you.
Item number 1, 31 Wood Avenue, MBP 13/117/16 R5. James McElroy, architect for Michael Tarantino, owner. Vary section 3.1.4.1, side yard setback to 5 feet, where 10 feet required, all to construct new single-family dwelling.
Mr. McElroy, you're all set? You're up first. You're up first. And what I did was, because this was continued, everyone that's involved with the hearing last time knows what's going on with your hearing. So that can kind of, you don't have to do a whole full presentation on it. Maybe just give us a short review, and we could take it from there. Okay?
For the record, my name is James McElroy. I'm architect, live and work at 26 Hauser Street here in Milford, Connecticut. Tonight, what we're proposing is to demolish an existing house that's been actually cited for blight by the city and construct a new 20 by 50 plus square foot footprint house to elevated above the required flood elevation to provide 2 parking spaces below. And what we've done is actually set the first level, the ground level, back so I can have 2 more additional parking spaces off-street for a total of 4. The house has 3 bedrooms, a open living dining room area and a kitchen, and an unfinished attic on the 3rd floor. I guess that's about it.
Was the actual footprint in that house, too, wasn't it squared off a little bit more on the property?
I straightened it, yes. If you look at the site plan that was included,
Well, in looking at
the
it from
dotted
last
of the old, of the existing is dotted in on the site plan.
Correct. Okay, any questions for this gentleman? No? Anyone else speaking in favor? Anyone here opposed? 31 Wood? Okay, this hearing's closed. Okay, it's as simple as side yard setback 5 to 10 required. They are improving the position of the house on the lot, so we need a motion.
I make a motion to approve. Second. Approval is based on the hardship of the narrow lot.
We have a motion. We have a second on the motion. Mr. Hirsch?
With the motion.
Mr. Wolf?
With the motion.
Mr. Soda?
With the motion.
Mr. Dubois?
With the motion.
I'm with the motion. It's approved.
Item number 2, 756 New Haven Avenue, MBP 68/711/14, R18, Kristen Porter, owner, varies section 3.1.4.1, east side yard setback to 7.9 feet, where 15 feet required to construct an addition.
Hi,
Good evening. Your name, please, and your address.
Kristen Porter, 756 New Haven Ave.
And please pick up the microphone.
Sure,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll hold it.
It's your proposal. What do you want to do?
So we're looking to put an addition of a bedroom onto the east side of the house, which is up against a unusually large easement, which is 25 feet. From what I understand, most of them are all 15. So we're looking to add on a bedroom. And I know you're not able to consider, but we have a 16-year-old and a 3-year-old, who the 3-year-old is now in her bedroom. So we kind of need this extra room. That's it, really.
Okay, so there's a driveway easement
Right,
through the property.
correct,
And if it wasn't for that, actually, you wouldn't even need a variance.
right. Because there's
Okay.
like 19 feet technically, I think it is, to the, to the property line.
You all following on that? Yep. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Go ahead,
This
Mr.
this
Wolf.
easement serves your property or the adjacent?
It serves it's supposed to favor our house and I think their property number 2, which is directly across the easement from us. My understanding is that they put that in when they built the house in the way back.
Mr. Chairman?
We don't actually use that driveway, we have our own.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Harris, go
I
ahead.
could probably clarify this. Lots 1 and 2, as you see on your map, and Lot 3, which is off the map, are part of a 3-lot subdivision. So the easement is in favor of lots number 1 and 2 so that they can access their driveway. But it also serves to access the rear lot in the back.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Hirsch.
Yeah, by doing this, won't you affect your neighbor's ability to access their rear lot?
No, absolutely not, because there's still, I'm not sure of the footage, but no, it does not, it doesn't hinder them accessing it at all. Because the driveway is not even 25 feet across. It goes into both our yard and the house across from us.
Any other questions? Anyone else speaking in favor? Is there anyone here opposed? Anyone opposed? Okay. This hearing's closed. If it wasn't for the easement wouldn't even have so that is definitely a hardship.
Agreed.
Motion, please.
I make a motion to approve.
Second the motion?
Approval is based on the hardship of the easement on the property.
We have a motion to approve, and we have a second on the motion. Mr. Wolf,
With the motion?
Mr. Soda,
With the motion.
Ms. Ferranti,
With the motion.
Ms. Falcott.
With the motion.
I'm with the motion. It's approved.
Item number 3, 47 Stowe Avenue, MBP 13/146/14A, R5, Jim Deno, agent for Vincent Sorrentino, owner, varies section 4.1.4, rear deck to be located 5 feet from the rear lot line where 16 feet permitted.
My name is Vin Sorrentino. I'm the owner of 47 Stowe Avenue. We had built or replaced an existing deck that was not in compliance. I became aware of this later. And the deck is 5 feet from the boundary. And the house itself is also not in compliance, but we're requesting a variance so that we could keep the new deck that we replaced the old deck with.
What was the size of the previous deck that, you know, when the new one was built, you didn't realize that it was much bigger.
The deck that we built is slightly wider, but didn't encroach any further than the 5-foot line because we had the steps going toward the back border, and we now put the steps on the side closer to the driveway. So it's approximately the same size, give or take 5 feet.
Okay, so it's the matter of the width is what you had done? Just the width?
I think it's,
It's still, it was 5 feet before, and it's, and that's...
no, the width is probably...
No, the back of the deck to the rear fence was 5 feet before, because that's what you're looking for now?
With the steps, it was probably close to 5 feet from the border. So, but we removed the steps and made the deck a little bit wider, so now it's still 5 feet from the fence. But it was basically just replacing an existing deck. I didn't know that we needed a permit to do that because it was in disrepair.
Any other questions? None? No? Anyone else speaking in favor of this application? Is there anyone here opposed? Okay, this hearing's closed.
Thank you.
Okay, your thoughts on this?
Well, I figure the rear setback's staying the same, so I don't have a problem with this. And he didn't know it needed a permit. He seems to be honest. What I mean is I don't think he's trying to sneak it in.
Judging character now, okay. Any other comments?
I was there today. It's modest. And all the other structures with the surrounding neighbors, there's structures and garages that are a lot closer to the lot lines than this deck. There's still at least some grass area. He could have gone a lot bigger.
So would you like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Reason? Short reason?
Deck was in disrepair, and,
It's not encroaching.
well, it's not, yeah, it's, all right, it's not encroaching anymore.
We have a motion to approve, and we have a second on the motion. Mr. Wolf?
I'm with the motion.
Mr. Soda?
With the motion.
Ms. Ferranti?
With the motion.
Ms. Valakut?
With the motion.
I'm with the motion. Approved. Moving right along.
Item number 4, 33 Benham Avenue, MBP 16/151/19, CDD2, Paul Harris, agent for Sita Harris, owner, varies section 3.17.4.22, front yard setback to 5 feet, where 10 feet required to construct new shed.
Good evening. Excuse me. For the record, I'm Paul Harris. I'm representing my wife, Sita Harris, who's the owner of 33 Benham Avenue. We're seeking a front yard setback from 5 feet from what's required at 10 feet. 33 Benham has 2 front setbacks. The front, which is Benham Ave, and then Walnut Ave that runs behind all the properties, which is a little bit more of a single lane kind of access alleyway for the back of all the properties on Benham and on Naugatuck. We'd like to build a shed, which we actually have a permit to build presently, although it's, we'd like to push it back to the rear property line as much as we could. And I know that the residential code allows for 5-foot setback. We were hoping to get that. I also have the mailers with me and all the certified stuff. Would you like me to bring that up there?
You can bring them forward. Okay. Mr. Hirsch?
What, if anything, is currently located where the shed is, or the proposed shed is?
There's nothing. We're re-siding and prepping the build. We're re-siding and putting new windows in the house right now. So right now, there's nothing there. We have gravel in the backyard that, depending upon tonight's hearing, will determine where the gravel bed goes that the shed will sit on.
Okay, and what's the distance from the deck to the proposed shed in your map?
So let me grab it.
37.6.
No, that's to the road, not to the actual proposed shed. No, 37 feet from the deck to the shed.
The shed is a 10 by 16, so the conforming distance or the proposed variant distance?
In the diagram, what is the distance from the step on the deck to the proposed shed?
Sure.
I'm asking him the question. He can answer.
10, 15. I'm doing the math in my head here for a second.
We're doing a little math.
5. It'd be 15 feet less than 37, so I guess that would be 22 foot 6.
Okay, so there's 22, and what's there currently right now in that 22.6 feet?
There's nothing there, it's just a backyard.
So why not just move the shed 5 feet closer to the deck?
Well, we have that located there and it's permitted, but it's a fairly tight backyard, and we were hoping to have a little bit more space. I think the character of Walnut Avenue, there are several sheds or garage buildings that some of them are fairly close to the rear property line. So we were trying to gain a little bit of backyard. The house was a summer house, so it doesn't have a basement, so we're very limited on storage. And the size of the shed is about 160 square feet, where I think you're allowed 200, or 200. So we're trying to create a little balance and have a little backyard back there.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Soto.
Your whole backyard is fenced in, correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Your
that.
backyard is fenced in?
That's correct, yes.
What's the height of the fence?
Probably close to 7 or 8 feet. I haven't measured that. We just
So-
bought the house, so we're moving into it.
Well, maximum is 6 foot a lot, so it's probably a 6 foot solid fence?
That could be very possible.
Okay.
I don't know that number.
Yeah, okay.
Any other questions? Anyone else speaking in favor? Is there anyone here opposed? Any further questions? Any further questions? No? Okay. This hearing's closed.
Thank you.
Okay. Your reasoning on your thoughts on the fence, what were your ideas on the fence?
Even though it has 2 front yards, it's all fenced in with a 6 foot high stockade fence, so putting the shed 5 feet away from the fence, you're really not gonna, see it or anything. So it's like a regular backyard is what I was trying to get at.
It also backs up to Walnut Ave. It doesn't back up to somebody else's property directly. So I think that's inherently a bigger buffer.
Good. With Lot 12, with an adjacent garage against that stockade of 4.5, it would balance out these two structures there versus dead space behind a shed.
Motion? We need a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Approval is based on the hardship of 2 front yards.
We have a motion to approve. Did we have a second? Motion to approve. We have a second on the motion. Mr. Wolf?
With the motion.
Mr. Soto?
With the motion.
Ms. Ferranti?
With the
Ms.
motion.
Falcott?
With the motion.
I'm with the motion. It's approved.
Item number 5, 2 to 4 Broad Street, MBP 54/402/8, R5, Thomas Lynch Esquire for Instant Replay Bar and Restaurant LLC, applicant, and 2 to 4 Broad Street LLC, owner. Varies Section 5.5.4.2 to allow cafe liquor permit within 1,500 feet of another permit location to establish new cafe business.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Just for the record, my name is Thomas Lynch. I'm an attorney with the law firm Lynch, Trimbicki, and Boynton, and my office is located here in Milford at 63 Cherry Street. And I'm here tonight with my client, Stephanie Howard, and her father, Brian. Stephanie and her husband and her dad are excited to be before you tonight. It's the first step of a process to obtain permits to allow them to establish a new restaurant located in the first floor of the building located at numbers 2 and 4 Broad Street. The bar cafe is going to be known as Instant Replay. The theme is going to be a sports bar. There's plans that have been drawn by John Whitko that are part of your packet, and I'm going to go through in a second. But as I said, this is really the first step of the process. We need to go from here for site plan approval before the Planning and Zoning Board. Part of that approval includes the outdoor cafe area that we want to have as part of the restaurant. Also, it's a change of use from a prior use that was a day spa that was located in this particular space. And lastly, under the regulations for the Milford Center Design District, the zoning board has to make a determination of adequacy of parking, and this site, similar to Eli's, Archie Moore's, other restaurants downtown, quite honestly, there is no parking on site, so there is the concept of the shared parking with the other parking lots downtown that is, again, part of the purview of the Planning and Zoning Board. But this application is similar to 4 or 5 other applications that I've presented to you over the last few years. Under our zoning regulations, in conjunction with the Liquor Control Authority regulations, when you apply for a liquor permit, the zoning enforcement officer actually has to sign the permit verifying that the location is zoning compliant. And under Section 5.5 of our regulations, which has been in existence for a long time, there's a regulation that says that liquor permit locations have to be a minimum of 1,500 feet apart. I would love to see that regulation changed, and I think that the hardship that I'm claiming here relates to the particular zone that this property is located in. It's located in the Milford Center Design District, and as we know, that's the downtown area that encourages bars and restaurants and places of eating for people to gather. It's all part of what makes the downtown Milford a very vibrant area. But there is this zoning regulation that we have to get past each time that a restaurant wants to open up, because I can cite to you all the different examples of locations that are within 15 feet of each other. You have Eli's and Stonebridge that are across the street. Cafe Atlantique is literally 100 feet away from there. You go around the corner and go up River Street. You have Bistro Basque. You have this location. I obtained a variance for the owners at the time of the Broad Street Cafe, which is 2 doors down from this location that has since closed. Citrus and the Colony Pizza are clearly within 1,500 feet of each other, as well as Colony Pizza being within 1,500 feet of Archie Moore's. So in this close area, there's a myriad of liquor locations, and unfortunately, the only way to get around it is to come before this board and seek a variance, and this board has been very generous over the years in granting those variances, recognizing that this particular zone has small parcels and many, many restaurants located in close proximity to each other, clearly many of them within 1,500 feet. So, with that said, my clients are anxious to come here to Milford to open their business. They've operated a bowling alley with a restaurant in Wallingford for many, many years. Stephanie's recently moved down here to Milford, and she and her husband, with their business background in the restaurant business, very anxious to open at this location. The building at 24 Broad Street was purchased recently by Mark Pusey. Mark is dedicated to doing a major overhaul of that building. The plans that we submitted to you showed the new facade that John Whitko has designed. There's little Other changes, other than the kitchen exhaust fans on the building as you look at it from the side and rear elevations. But the front of the building, Mark is committed to really doing a great job overhauling that. The first floor of this building is some 2,000 square feet. Again, the plans that we submitted to you show the layout of the proposed restaurant cafe. It'll have a bar area with seating, kitchen, restrooms, and then in the basement area, there's a designated area for food storage and liquor storage as well. So that's it. This is, again, the first step of the process. We'd ask that you be considerate to the arguments that I've made to you, and they're really excited to get this off the ground and be a real addition to downtown Milford.
Attorney Lynch, you mentioned a proposed outside area. Where would that be?
It's shown on the plans, Joe, right on the sidewalk in front of the front door. So just like Bistro Basque, I think, has a little gated area in front of it. And is it a yogurt place a little bit down has the same type of thing? It has a gated area that they want.
Well, the reason I even asked that question is it's such a small area.
It is.
You know, so it's,
Yeah, but
and there's only a couple of seats you can get out there, but.
Exactly. And again, it's subject to approval or review by the Planning and Zoning Board. They may have questions about that. We'll address them. But I think that, you know, small area outside, I mean, Eli's put an area in the city easement that was granted. It allows people to eat outside, and I like to eat inside. Some people like to be outside. It gives that sort of bistro effect, but it's just part of the plans that John Wicko has drawn.
So 2 and 4 were separate areas, and now they're combined?
Yeah, it was, there's an adjacent tenancy. I just noted on the application 2 and 4, but this location is actually 2 Broad Street.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Attorney Lynch? Any questions? Anyone else speaking in favor? Would you like to speak in favor of your application?
I did.
You can put your name on the record. You could come up, say I'm in favor. That's all. You don't have to say anything else. If
introduce yourself to the board.
Hi, my name's Stephanie Howard. My husband and I are going to be owning this property with my father and his mother. We owned a bowling center for 12 years in Wallingford. We have a lot of experience with entertainment and the public and food and liquor. We closed that business last May, and we were looking to start a new business. We really wanted to focus on food and beverage, and we came across this property, and we really loved the area. And we recently moved to Walnut Beach in Milford, and we really love this area, so we would like the business to be in Milford too, because we were commuting from Wallingford to Wilton every day, and that was a trip. So if we could do a business in the town we live in, we would really love it, and we love the area of where 2 Broad Street is. And we think that we would be very successful there as well.
we just need your home address, please.
98 Old Belden Hill Road, Wilton, and 105D East Broadway, Milford.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else speaking in favor? Okay. Is there anyone here opposed?
I just wanted to know for the record that Julie Nash, our city economic development director, called me. She did speak to Stephanie, and she had indicated that she was going to come down and speak to you tonight, but I think she got waylaid with something else. But I just wanted to add that for the record. Thank you.
Okay, any further questions, board? No? Okay, this hearing is closed. Okay. Milford Center is liquor and beer is like coffee down there, so everybody should really have it. I don't know how we could deny anybody from not having it in their business. So we need a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Approval is based on the hardship of being too close to other businesses that serve liquor.
Motion to approve and a second on the motion. Mr. Wolf?
For the motion.
Mr. Soto,
With the motion.
Ms. Ferranti,
With the motion.
Ms. Valakit.
With the motion.
I am with the motion. It's approved. Good luck. Good luck. Do we have any new business this evening? Gentlemen, do we have any new business? No? Do we have any old business? No? Staff update? Nothing? Go ahead.
Actually, you may have noticed the attractive lavender covered, complete and revamped zoning regulation books. No more inserts flying all over the place for the time being.
Don't write your name in.
These are ours to take?
Oh, they are yours, but actually a request, thank you, Joe, a housekeeping request. They are really expensive, so if you can just take good care of them, and then if you're no longer on the board
When you
after a few
retire.
years, you can hand them off to a new member.
Don't put your name. Okay, acceptance of the minutes from August 13th. We all read our minutes and everything is fine? Okay, that's good. Applications for next month, anything? Nothing? Oh, we might not be here next month. Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Yeah, everybody read them, sure. Okay. Motion to adjourn, we have a motion, right? Okay, this meeting is adjourned. That was short and sweet.